Good morning, mine exploring fans.
Good morning.
Tom and Julie here. We're already inside a mine, so no hike on this one. Let's see what we find. I see they have some wedging for the vent hangers here. That looks like they used a piece of track, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, they used pieces of track.
Oh yeah, good.
Wedged it up in there with some wood. Put some pretty heavy wire around it. This is a lead silver mine in a famous lead silver area. The track has been removed because I can see the bumps where the ties were. This goes about as far as I can see ahead of Julie, straight as an arrow, so there might be a haulage at it. There might be something up above here that they dropped ore into a... There's a spider. Watch out, buddy, I'm going to step on you. That they dropped ore into this from above to haul outside. Now it changes a little bit here. A little different rock composition. There's not an obvious vein here. It's getting warm. It's a pretty clean and dry mine, that's for sure. Hardly even any rats. Rat nests. We got the same hangers coming here still. Okay, we're gonna fire up our other 4-gas detector.
Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector. Starting. Please wait.
We should have started this outside.
Yeah.
It's going through its checks. What's it say?
20.2.
So it says 20.2 in here. Maybe your other one we're reading it wrong. There's a full track tie left with the spikes in it. Some more ties here, quite a few more. It's getting more of a mess up here. I can see a lot of ties laying around. It looks like there's some of the vein left here. Getting a little less stable. This pile of rocks on the floor. I don't know if somebody's prospecting this. Almost looks like they were because this is fairly solid. No, it isn't. It's very crumbly. Looks like some granite. Oh, it's warm in here. Really warm. This is at the back of the mine. You gotta watch out, this stuff is pretty unstable, so it doesn't fall on you. A little more red material there. Now it changed again. There's a crack right here. And where this crack is, the rock changed. And now it's cooler again. Isn't it? Isn't that funny? How can it all of a sudden get cool? I see some timbering. Interesting. Here's something from up above. So there must be something up here. Possibly just a stove, but...
There's a ladder.
Where's the ladder?
Right there.
Oh. Yeah, there's a ladder. That's going pretty much straight up. There's another ladder up there too, isn't there? Well, there you go. That's something for us to do later. Here are some traditional timbering with lagging on the sides. Nicely holding up, notched and lagged with a cap on it, heavy duty cap, and a junction.
Look at the railroad ties.
Yeah, look at the ties are still there. This is just a little alcove. Look at the ties. Wow, what's all this?
Oh boy.
Boy, that's right.
Found some excitement.
So this is going down somewhere. It smells like a hoist room. And that's going down somewhere. There's a big vent pipe with a right angle. It's welded. It's almost like a culvert material. And there's a kind of a heavy duty head frame. And this is a big slide, chute of some sort. Boy, that's a big head frame, isn't it, man?
Yeah, heavy duty.
And then there was a hoist or something, an engine sitting here because there's an engine mount or a winch mount. Let's and this goes this way too. Let's go straight first and finish that off.
Okay.
Okay, this is continuing on the main line. Here's a big part of the vent system that they've fabricated. That's like culvert material, so it's pretty heavy duty, heavy enough that they could weld it. Oh boy, this is like an obstacle course here.
Yeah.
Little storage area.
And a little bench.
Oh yeah, there's their fuse bench. I'm gonna take a quick peek in here.
Yeah.
This is for measuring their fuse. Where they're blasting. I've seen them other times where they'd have this marked off in feet. I don't see it here. And that's all this was a little storage area and their fuse prep table. Piece of rail bent into a horseshoe there. Alright, let's continue on. Piece of denim. Everybody goes nuts over denim. Not exactly sure why. Some guy threw his worn out jeans away 100 years ago and now people are paying $50,000 for them. Here's another one of these natural cracks. That's kind of strange, isn't it? Because that hasn't been dug out. That's just a natural crack in the earth. Piece of a dynamite box. Well, this goes through phases where there's just a wave of hot air and then it'll cool off again. All kinds of junk laying around in here. Yeah, it's humid. I imagine if we go down those ladders, it's going to be pretty humid. It's a spacious attic. It's got to be right here. It's about 8 feet wide and about 8 feet tall. I didn't think this would be that long. The waste pile outside is not humongous.
Oh, this thing is huge, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, here it's back to about 6 feet wide. Yeah, it's crazy. It still goes as far as I can see up there. Somebody's had a string in here. How in the world could get lost? It's not even had a turn yet. Here's an intersection. Looks like something happens up there, maybe the end. Let's go to the end of this. We'll come back and take this left in a minute. There's a piece of rail used as a stove. This is very sandy here now.
Yeah.
Looks like something happened up here. There are some workings up above us, so I'm guessing that's what this is. A chute coming down from the top, upper workings. So this was basically a haulage as straight as it was, and also to access that area that went lower. Boy, this is old, and that's pretty rotten, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's been
It's
wet.
been wet, yeah, it's been wet somehow or other.
It's a ladder.
Oh, yeah, it's a ladder. There's a ladder, all right.
It's pretty busted up.
Well, it doesn't, I don't know what it does. It's probably just to get to the top of this chute. And then this is the face of this haulage. So this is looking back at this chute. Let's go back to that intersection. We'll take the right. After that, we'll go back and talk about climbing those ladders going down. See how that looks. Okay, here we are back to the right that we skipped a few minutes ago. That's just wood wedging for the hangers now. This had track in it also. Taking a sharp left. That's going to be it. I don't know if they were looking for something because I don't see much of a vein here. Well, maybe there is here. Huh? Oh yeah, I guess so. So you can see how they were following this vein. And then right here it just pinches down to where it came down to just about nothing. Makes it not worth following anymore, apparently. There's an old glove down there. They've got this water pipe wired up to this beam here. Okay, this is going past the spot that we found the ladders going down, which are right there. Let's see where this drift goes. There's a piece of large vent, or maybe they were using it as a round chute, loading chute.
Big.
There's another piece of steel they fabricated for something. Yeah, this is big. There's a big piece of collar they've made too. That's looking back at that big head frame for this area. Pretty heavy duty. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Still have the track in this one. Something's going on up here. Big pile of stuff. A rotten ladder, that's for sure.
Wow, that's... Stuff just barely hanging on there.
Oh yeah, you don't even want to stand under there. Look at that.
No.
That's looking straight up, and I guarantee you that one little thing comes falling down there, and a lot of that timber's going to come down. Because this has all come down. It's all rotten. Apparently that's get some water from somewhere. Wow, here's this huge vent line. That's one of the biggest, heaviest duty vent lines we've ever seen.
See how heavy it is?
Yeah, it's culvert.
Jeez.
So it's made for underneath the road. Water crossing. Heavy duty.
Oh, ouch.
Was it a pouch?
Yeah.
A leather pouch?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Or canvas?
can't, no, it's...
Canvas. Or like, I don't know, almost like felt. There's a can here too. Doesn't look like a grease can. Coffee can of some sort they're using for something besides grease. No wonder they were using such heavy duty hangers, because this culvert got to weigh a ton to hang up there. This is much bigger already than I thought it was going to be. Now we're going to go back towards the entrance. Well, this is that big crack again.
Yeah.
You see, this is that big natural crack right here. I don't quite understand that. Oh. A natural fault. Yeah, a big fault. Look at that thing. Huh. Here's a little rail siding that they could pass a car. If you had one going one way and one going the other, you could pull in here. There's your grease bucket.
Yeah. It goes.
And we take a left. All the vent line is here, but it's on the ground. Now we're going back towards the entrance, except not the same drift. This is definitely the heaviest vent line I've ever seen.
There's so much of it.
I know. That's straight up. Tracks take a sharp right. Here's this crack again. It must have been an area where minerals pushed up from the earth That looks like an oil can. Is it full? Yeah, it feels like oil. You can feel it sloshing in there. It's not the viscosity feels like it would be oil. I don't see a name on it. Looks like this might be about the end of it. It's either caved or backfilled.
Looks like it's backwards.
Yeah. Kind of does. In any case, that's the end of the line for us. Let's go back and look at the ladders. You know we love ladders. Well, these are some good looking ladders here.
Good.
You see that?
Yep.
And there are landings here every so often, so this one's a little bit.
That's okay. Okay.
You want to come?
Yep. You can get down one more platform and I'll go.
It's a pretty sturdy ladder.
Okay.
Probably want your gloves on though.
Okay. All right. I'm going down next.
Okay, this is looking back up the ladders. What I can see anyway. Julie's making her way down. Rock. There's probably what, about 6 flights?
Yeah.
Ladders are in great shape. A little dusty down here. Plenty warm still, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a level here. I don't know how much. So we can go this way. And then I'm going to show a quick shot down here because I see something down here that looks interesting. There's a chute coming in and some planking there and a ladder. So I think there might be one more little level below us. But first, let's look at this one. I don't imagine it's real huge, so. There's a piece of a tree trunk. There's this crazy crack again. Okay, so not much here. I don't know if they were even following anything. Maybe they're just looking for something. At any rate, here's the face.
All right. There's one more piece of ladder to go down.
This one's a little busted up.
Yeah. The worst ladder. All the other ones are doing really, really nice.
Watch for rocks.
Okay.
There's some that want to come down here, but I don't want to make a bunch of dust.
Yeah, I know it.
As soon as you do that, it gets really dusty. There are 2 broken rungs stripped to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, that's looking back up the ladder system that I just came down. I came down a few more flights from where Julie was. And it comes down to this. It looks like this may have gone further down at one time, but this is... It's either caved in or filled in or something, because it looks like there was a piece of ladder there, but it only is 3 feet long, so there must have been a little more to it. There's a bunch of junk down here. They had the ties holding these square sets together. Here's a can. It's opened like they would open a beer can. I don't want to make a bunch of dust. It says something on the top of it, so it had to be a liquid. I don't know what it was. There's no label on it. It's very good shape for a steel can. So there's a little bit of a drift here. Let's just follow this and see what happens. Really dusty down here. Oh, I can see the end already. So I'm not sure, again, what they're looking for down here. And whether they were just trying to intersect a vein, or the vein pinched out, or what. There's some drill holes. So I guess we go back up and climb back up the ladders. See if we can find any more excitement around here. This looks like it could have been caved. Hey, what's that I see shining over here? Ooh, a bottle. A bottle. Wow. Look at that. What does that say? Horlicks. Horlicks malted milk. You see that? Wow, that's cool. So that's pretty awesome. I'll have to read that off the photo. Malted milk. Racine, Wisconsin, USA. That's pretty awesome. Stick it right back where it was. Alright guys, let's go up the ladder. Okay, here comes Julie up the ladder. Swing your pack sideways a little. There you go. She's a real mine explorer. Here's something else that's kind of interesting. There's a safety goggle maybe for drilling or something that they would take off and use to protect their eyes. Okay, we're almost up here, I think. So here's another can down here, like it was opened like a beer can back in the day with a church key. So it's some kind of a liquid. It's not a milk can. It's got 17 written on the bottom of in like a crayon.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, there was another can down below similar to this. And a really cool bottle. That malted milk bottle.
Malted milk bottle.
Yeah,
Cool.
a Horlick something or other.
Huh. Oh, there you are. Watch your head. All right, Tom's coming back up.
There's a really cool bottle. Horlick malted milk from Racine, Wisconsin.
Neat. Bet that tastes good to a man.
Yeah, somebody hauled it all the way down there to have as a drink on their break. And those other cans too, they must have been some sort of liquid because they opened them with a church key. So I just found this cable sling. It's homemade. It's been kind of braided back together how they do that to make a hook or a loop. That you could loop this around something and haul it up the shaft. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's neat.
Let's set it over here. Alright, here she comes. Final ladder. Kind of a tight squeeze through there, isn't it? Now you got her.
Ladders and packs don't mix.
Not very well, do they?
Gotta make yourself skinny.
Yeah, you gotta make yourself skinny somehow or other. Careful now. That board's loose that you're hanging on to, so.
Yeah.
Now if you'll put the gate back. Right here. And nobody can blame us if they fall in there. Because we put it back.
There you go.
So I'm not quite sure how this whole affair worked. This is a piece of steel, this, and then this chute, or whatever it is, ramp. It's got a hole in the middle of it. I don't know where the bucket would come up to dump on it. And it's a pretty wide area here. My light's going bad? My light's going bad too. Alright, let's get out of here. It's too hot in here. It really is. This is where those ladders were going up. They followed this crack up because we're on this big crack again. This big crack kind of intrigues me. And there's 1, 2, I can see 2 sets of ladders at least. So that's going to conclude our mine exploration for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. It was a pretty cool mine for what we, for what we were expecting. It was a little better than what we thought. So we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on our next adventure.
See you next time.